What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So I got a little time to get this video in, so let me do so. Now, Deontay Wilder has said he hopes Usyk is a man of his word and fights him next. Then he also said he wants to fight Anthony Joshua next. So when he got into the ring after the Andy Ruiz-Luis Ortiz fight, the question was asked about him fighting Andy Ruiz, and he said, well, if it lines up like that, and we can get it on and all that, okay. Now, Malik Scott and all these different people are talking about how they'll be surprised if Usyk actually takes the fight. This is what people do when they capitalize off of a victory. I don't call it a big victory because I told you guys from day one, Helenius was just a journeyman, that people like his character and his attitude. They do like his grit because he does come to fight, but he is on a lower tier level as a fighter. He's not an elite guy. And when you knock someone out, especially in the first round, one punch, the crowd lose their mind, and then they're so focused on talking about how insane Wilder's power is, they're not looking at the level of opposition. Yes, great fighters have been knocked out. Early Wilder great fighters. Yes, it's happened. Upsets have happened. But beating, and let me make this clear, beating Robert Helenius has nothing to do with him beating Alexander Usyk. By no stretch does it mean he beats Usyk because he beat Helenius. If he's gonna beat Usyk, it's gonna be by knockout. Now, I didn't really want to get into the fight because it wasn't much to talk about. But if you even saw the little exchange they was having, Wilder with them stiff, weird looking overhand shots like Shane Wilder. The only difference with this Wilder was, like I said, he had the right opponent. He's back down to the weight he should be at, so he can, be a little quicker. But at the end of the day, you already know what it is with Wilder. Helenius, was saying he was looking out for the right hand. Look, Dominic Brazil got jumped by Wilder and his people. Dominic Brazil had real bad blood with Wilder, and he went in there and got knocked out early, same way. And Dominic Brazil was at that point a journeyman, just took too much punishment and had no business even being. I don't even understand how he was a mandatory for anybody. Okay, Bermain, look, the writing is on the wall. Okay, Bermain Stavern was Wilder's mandatory without doing nothing. Dominic Brazil was Wilder's mandatory without doing nothing. Robert Helenius was in a title eliminator without doing nothing. I don't know how him beating Adam Kalinowski and these other meatballs qualify you for being in a title eliminator, because Adam Kalinowski was a hype job. Nowhere near as good as people tried to make him sound like he was, and being able to beat C and D class fighters, yeah, you should be able to, right? And then you end up just losing and looking terrible in doing so. Just like, Kalinowski beating Charles Martin doesn't make him an elite fighter. So basically, the losers took chances beating each other. Like Kalinowski beats Martin, right? Martin. No, who was it? Yeah, Adam Kalinowski beats Charles Martin. Okay. Robert Helenius beats Adam Kalinowski. Okay. Gerald Washington got beat by Charles Martin, but Gerald Washington knocked out Robert Helenius. So those level of opposition, That's where they belong. When they were younger and looked a little bit, showed a little bit more potential, at least you thought or you felt like, we'll see how things go. We know how Charles Martin got the title in the first place, okay? But at the end of the day, it's like you can't fight everybody. Now, the same way you're saying you hope that Usyk is a man of his word, you need to pick who you want to fight. Contracts need to be sent out, negotiations, whatever. Not just making videos telling people who you want to fight. And now all of a sudden, because Wilder knocks out Helenius, everybody's scared of Wilder. I mean, I'm reading all these comments. I'm laughing like, wow. I told you guys that this fight, you can be on a losing streak. You can look spectacular in a fight against a lesser opponent. All of a sudden, you're right back in the saddle. That's what Wilder did by beating Robert Helenius. In the minds of those who just believe the hype. Let's just be real, y'all. If Anthony Joshua knocks out Robert Helenius, you know what everybody says? Helenius is a fucking bum. He has a weak chin. He's a journeyman. But because he was fighting Wilder, oh, yeah, man. Wow, yeah. Helenius is a good fighter, man. This is going to be a good fight. People sleeping on Helenius. Helenius is a good fighter. Since when? I saw him show up to the Dylan White fight and just went into... He was just trying to not get knocked out. That, look, the guy is not... Robert Helenius is a journeyman. Simple. I don't even need to go any further with what he is and what he isn't. Right? For Wilder, all of a sudden, this guy, he knocks him out, and this means he'll do this to AJ, he'll do this to Usyk, he'll do it to Dylan White, he'll do it to Joe Joyce, he'll do it to everybody. He'll do it to Fury if he give him a fourth fight. You understand? Now, all of a sudden, everybody's scared to fight Wilder. Nobody wants to fight Wilder. He's calling everybody out. Nobody's responding. Like, listen, stop it. Wilder just got stretched out when he was in there against an elite fighter. Twice. He fights the type of competition that he's used to fighting. And Helenius, he wins. And all of a sudden, he's the best heavyweight all of a sudden again? No, bro. You got work to do. I mean, let's just be real. If you're going to fight somebody on that level, fight F.A. or Jabadin. At least fight somebody that's going to fight you back. At least fight somebody that... Let's be real, man. So, I'm listening to this interview. And, look, when we're talking about being the man of your word, if after him being in the title eliminated, like I said before, he doesn't end up fighting an Usyk or Joe Joyce or, Andy Ruiz, which, look, what's the purpose? Why have a title eliminator? Why? Now we're hearing Tyson Fury. I'll say that for something else, man. I'll say that for them. Bottom line is, we don't know who's going to fight who. All we know is we just keep hearing people making call-outs or just saying people's names. Who does Wilder want to fight? You can't fight all of them at the same time. So who do you want to fight? Issue a challenge. Don't just say names. Issue a challenge. Anthony Joshua, just like he had nothing to do with Fury after the loss to Usyk, and then all of a sudden Fury comes out of nowhere with this business proposition. It's the same thing. They were already sending that. Now you see how people spin the narrative. And Eddie Hearn made it known several times that they was already sending contracts. They was in negotiations with Wilder. Wilder wanted nothing to do with the fight. So now it's back to, let me say people's names. Y'all can think what y'all want, but right now, I'm telling you right now, if Wilder gets in that ring with a Joe Joyce, he gets in that ring with Frank Sanchez, somebody who doesn't care, even Usyk, whoever, like he gets in that ring with other guys who's ready to, let's go. I'm not here to lay down for you. I'm not sitting here scared of your right hand. We gonna go. It's going to be the same situation. If he can't land the right hand and get him out of there, Wilder's going to be in for a long night. And pretty much it's going to be, we already heard, several channels talking about how Deontay Wilder was damaged due to Fury cheating in their fights. And he's not the same fighter. Ain't it funny how all of a sudden, because he knocked out a journeyman, they completely took all that away? And Wilder's back better than ever. Yo, Wilder, he's rejuvenated. Yo, he's a new... Yeah, right. And all he did was beat a guy that he was supposed to beat. So don't just sit here and tell the fans that you want to fight AJ in Africa. Oh, you want Usyk? Like you want everybody, but here's the thing. When negotiations are being made and you turn the fight down, then all of a sudden later on you start saying somebody's name. Not only is that some weirdo shit, but it's like, do you really want the fight yourself? Because when someone's coming off of a loss and you're coming off of a win that impressed people, yeah, oh, they ain't gonna want to fight Wilder now. All he did was beat Robert Helenius. Now he did what he was supposed to do, and that's what counts. He won. But again, all he did was beat Robert Helenius. Is it possible he can land a right hand and knock Usyk out? Let's see. Is it possible he can land a right hand and knock AJ out? Let's see. Is it possible he can do it to Dylan? Let's see. Joe, let's see. Because what I won't be shocked about is he just had a title eliminator. He's saying all these different names. And basically, nobody's moving the way you want them to move. Things come together, y'all want to make the fight happen with whoever, make it happen. But what I smell, okay, what could be brewing up is, I'm going to say these people's names. Right now, it's a strong buzz. Everybody tripping off of what I did to Helenius. If nobody actually responds to me and say, let's make the fight, then it's going to look like they're scared. And I can say, I said their names, nobody's coming at me. Nobody want to see no goddamn fourth fight with you and Fury. You need to negotiate, go into negotiations and start to make effort to make these fights happen with the elite guys. And this whole Robert Helenius situation is funny to me, because if y'all listen, I tell y'all a lot of shit is going to happen just by the way things are playing out and what I think the direction of something is going. And then when it unfolds, you see like, damn, yeah, you did say that shit. I told you guys, man. They're trying to, okay, yeah, we got everybody up here now. Yeah, I want AJ, I want Usyk, I want all of them, and this, and I hope Usyk is a man of his word, and I won't be surprised if he don't take the fight. And you want the fight, but you're talking negative about the outcome of the fight happening. Man, nobody's scared of damn Deontay Wilder, man. All he did was beat a guy that he was supposed to beat. And I told you guys, Helenius fights with his chin straight up in the air and he throws wide looping shots, and even a Frank rank amateur would counter that shit. Wilder did what he had to do. And again, it's not to take credit from him. But like I said, I'm not impressed by who he knocked out. Y'all make it sound like Robert Helenius is undefeated and was just whooping everybody's ass, and out of nowhere Wilder just dethroned this big bad dude. No, he's a fucking journeyman. Okay, he was never a champion. He never did shit. He never did nothing. Another opponent that didn't accomplish nothing, but somehow this puts Wilder on a pedestal of class of his own because, yo, did you see the way he knocked this guy out? Come on, bro. Robert Helenius. Well, here's my thing, y'all. I don't know exactly what's going on with Team Wilder. You know, he got all emotional crying and talking about what fighters go through and how this one guy would never know what it's like to be a dad and all this, and start breaking down, getting his feelings and all of that. Okay. Just saying, when he was speaking, I'm sitting there thinking, man, this is an emotional guy, man. Like, I hear what he's saying, but like, damn, what the fuck? Like, I'm trying to understand what the fuck he's crying about. You won the fight, and then, you know, you went in there, you hugged Hellenius and apologized for knocking him out and all, whatever. Okay, this is the hurt business, this is what they do. I get it, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like, with all of that crying and emotion, with all of that talking about what the fighters go through, all I want to know is, do you want the motherfucking fight? I'm getting tired of these stage play type shits going on, these motherfucker crying and all this, and I'm talking about just to the point where you didn't beat a world champion, you didn't just become undisputed, you just knocked out a fucking journeyman. You know, I heard him say that his reason for coming back to boxing was because of the statue, and you know, he see that he inspired a lot of people, and he, you know, that made him make his mind up to come back. And but again, this is what I'm saying. I mean, Clarissa Shields just became a 3-time undisputed champion. You know, this is what I'm saying. I told you, they treating this like it's some damn Super Bowl, like this is some mega fight. This fight was designed to do what? Make Wilder look spectacular. That's what happened, right? Smart strategy on his behalf. But this is what I don't like about it. And not just because of anybody, okay? Not just a Wilder thing, anybody. If you take like Joseph Parker and Joe Joyce, okay? Joe Joyce shut everybody's mouth up to let them know, I'm here. I'm an elite guy. Look what I just did to Parker. Okay, Andy Ruiz got in there with old man Ortiz, whatever. Now, Anthony Joshua just fought Usyk twice. Anthony Joshua, let's just say if he would have fought Fury, if the fight would have been on and they were going to fight in December, that's 3 back-to-back top guys. Okay? Meanwhile, Wilder gets annihilated by Fury, comes back, beat a journeyman, and a title eliminator, and let's just say he beats another little subpar guy, but it's a spectacular knockout. Now, commercial success starts to, oh, listen, man, commercially, this is, if we got Wilder versus so wait, so all you had to do was basically just fight somebody and they throw a fancy name on it, title eliminator, and that warrants you to be in a big mega fight once again, whether it be with Usyk, whether it be with AJ, or whether it be a full fight with Fury. So my whole thing is, and all of that, I'm saying, well, goddamn, do people really know who Robert Hellenius is? Of course they do. And the same way they tried to make Hellenius sound like he was some really great fighter, same thing they did. They called Charles Martin a bum when Anthony Joshua beat him. But ain't it funny when that rumor came out that Charles Martin and Wilder was fighting, and all of these Wilder fans, yeah, yo, Charles Martin, yeah, he good, man. How? His last fucking fight before that was a loss to Kalinowski. So how? How? He got better by doing what? I said, yeah, it's because he's fighting Wilder. Now all of a sudden, Charles Martin's no longer a bum. I'm like, yeah, okay. So, you know, look, people, it's as simple as this. If you want to make a fight, you look at who you really want to go against. You guys negotiate. You start making offers. You start talking to these people. Come in on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, even YouTube, just to say, I want to fight this guy. Make the offers. Start negotiating. Let the public know, I want this fight, and this is what we're doing right now. We're sending the contract over or whatever. Start doing that type of shit. Instead of just saying, I want to fight this guy, I mean, it's crazy. How you want to fight 3 different people? Who do you want to fight? Which one of them? And he's saying AJ is his number 1, but then you saying you hope Usyk is a man of his word. So yeah, you want to fight with him. Like, if he's gonna fight for Undisputed, him fighting you instead, you don't have anything that he wants. And trust me, if Usyk beats him, they're gonna go from saying he's not the same because Fury cheated to he's back, he's better than ever. Yo, see, he got a new trainer. You know what I'm saying? He's happy now. He in a different space. Yo, he's dangerous. Yo, he better now than he ever was. He gets beat by Usyk. They're going to go back to saying, yeah, he's not the same because, yeah, when he fought Fury and Fury cheated and it took a lot out of Wilder. And I'm just sitting back like, yeah, I clearly see the writing on the wall, right? I already see what they're doing. My whole thing is don't try to use that word salad and try to make it look like you want something more than you do. Make sure, whether it's Usyk, whether it's AJ, whoever, I don't care about him and Fury in the 4th fight. I really don't. I don't even care about them fighting each other, period. But make sure that you back those words up. Make sure that you are going to get in there and say, look, this is what we're doing. We're negotiating with this guy, whoever it may be, and then simple. Go for it. Go for it. Otherwise, it's going to be back to the same thing. Beat a journeyman, look spectacular with that one punch or whatever, and then all of a sudden, he's back. Okay, he's been back. Now, what's he going to do since he's been back? Who do you want to see him fight, right? Robert Helenius didn't belong in that fight because he did nothing to earn that fight. Trevor Bryant, Berman Stavern, guys like that, Wilder should not still be fighting guys on that level. He shouldn't. Just saying. You know, now, like I said, a couple of months ago, everybody was talking about how Usyk is on another level. He's from a different stratosphere. That guy's unreal. Now, all of a sudden, he's scared of Wilder. It's like, okay. I don't know where y'all get this shit from. And, again, you know, knocking out a journeyman, yeah, that's real tough to do. Just saying. So, yeah, Usyk is somewhere shaking in his boots because did you see how he knocked out that journeyman? Just saying, y'all. I don't know what Wilder's going to do, but if he wants to fight all 3 of those guys like he's claiming, you got to pick one. Make it be realistic. I don't care what Malik Scott is talking about. All this, Wilder's the best fight on the planet. Wilder's the, yeah, I know. Yeah, I guess you forget what Fury did to him. Oh, but Fury's the only one that could do it to him. Well, we'll never know now, will we? By fighting guys like Robert Helenius, would we? Just saying. Talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.